This is a Flixbus, a coach company that connects places around the world for extremely low prices. However, their reviews aren't the best.
And we're testing it today by travelling from Nottingham, England to Paris, France for only £29.
For this trip, we'll be spending 2 nights in Paris with a budget of just £300 each.
Visiting as many famous landmarks as we can while trying to keep to this tight budget.
What do you think? You good?
Bit of a delay, but I can't swear, can I? Yeah, the delay is a bit annoying, but it's alright.
Once we arrived at Dover, we passed through the border, only showing our passports.
After a short wait, we boarded onto a ferry with an onboard restaurant, bar and multiple seating areas.
So we're about halfway through the trip to Paris now. We're on the ferry, as you can maybe notice. And the trip's going alright so far, isn't it?
Yeah, it's gone well. There's a little bit of a delay on the motorway, which we've mentioned, but it's kind of expected, and it's not the fault of
Flixbus. Flixbus have actually been quite good. For a 1.5 star rated company, we've been quite impressed. Obviously, we've still got half the trip to go, but it's been pretty solid so far. We've had a good time. It's quite comfortable. There's been spare seats, so we've been pretty happy in terms of the actual travel. So we were meant to get 2 hours in London, 2+ hours, and we ended up getting half an hour, 40 minutes.
Yeah, we had to rush to get some food in us before we.
And the Flixbus insisted on changing driver literally just before we got into London too, which slowed things down a little bit too, which it was a bit inconvenient.
See you in Paris.
We were then told to return to our coach, and after a short wait, we were en route to Paris.
We've arrived. First thing in the morning. It's quite cold.
We're earlier than I thought we were getting to. I thought there was a little bit of delay. I thought maybe 7 o'clock.
It is literally 5
You
a.m.
can't see that, but 5.
We have got about 2 hours of sleep.
So we've just stepped outside of the Paris bus station. As you can tell by what's coming out of our breath, it's absolutely freezing. I'm fine because I'm all wrapped up and nice, but these two are
Alright,
just
nice
dying.
and good for you then. We're quite cold. We've just seen about 800 rats. It's literally the dead of morning. We can't find the train. Well, we'll find the train station, but we're not succeeding in it too well yet.
Yeah, considering it's the first thing you see when you step outside of the bus, it's like it's not a great sight when you first step out of the bus. Rats.
It's just interesting, yeah. Literally, welcome to Paris. Thousands of rats. We're gonna follow the masses and hope we get to a train station. That's the vibe right now.
We found the nearest metro station after walking for a few minutes, and we were happy to see that the metro was running so early in the morning.
We bought 3 Navigo cards that we could top up for unlimited travel every day for only about £10.
We were really surprised with how cheap and easy the metro was in Paris, though I have to say it was more expensive than in Berlin.
From this point, we travelled over to the surrounding area of the Eiffel Tower.
We wanted that to be our first landmark after arriving in the city.
We were definitely feeling the lack of sleep at this point, but even in the dark, it was really exciting to see the tower in person.
We then walked around the Eiffel Tower and headed to the nearest open cafe we could find. And when it comes to croissants, this was up there with the all-time greats.
We're here. We've got our black coffee. Look at the size of those croissants.
They're good. They look good.
We're in for an exciting start to our trip.
Before Paris really started to come to life, we decided to have a short walk down to the Statue of Liberty.
Mon amour
During our walk, we noticed the many running groups that had flocked to the streets.
We were impressed with how fitness is treated in the capital.
Even though it stood at a quarter of the size of the one in New York, the massive plinth made up for it. But finally we arrived back at our pinpoint spot. It was free to walk into the area below the Eiffel Tower, however you do have to pay to go up it. We paid about £6 to walk up the stairs to the second level.
Here we are, we made it. Oh my god. This is pretty cool.
Okay, so we've just come up the Eiffel Tower on the stairs. We're on the second floor out of the three. We couldn't really go up to the top because it's shut.
Temporarily until February, which is not ideal.
That's not when we're here. But
It's unlucky, isn't it? But you can see, I mean, we just done so much climbing. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could.
There's still so much more to go.
I don't know. I couldn't bear to do the rest. I mean, that looks like another hour of climbing, which I'm just not here for, to be honest. So I'm not too bothered. And the view from the first floor is pretty much.
It's very impressive.
Well, this is the second floor, and it's pretty much the same thing from the first. So I don't think it would make too
We're
much.
very
sense.
high up.
we can see over everything, so
Day's got better since last time, though, hasn't it?
Yeah, man, it's livened up a bit now. I think we've kind of lost the tiredness a bit, and we're just ploughing through.
Exactly.
So it's good stuff.
yeah.
Un appareil à sourire à ce jeu. Je ne joue pas, je n'aime pas cet opéra de 4 soupirs. Cet air que tu as de sourire, je ne pourrais qu'en souffrir.
It really doesn't, and the top doesn't look that high up from here. We're on the second floor, it looks ages up. How the is that? What's it say?
After this, we decided to get the metro over to the newly restored Notre Dame.
What kind of train? What? It's a double-decker train. It's a double-decker train. Let's jump on, man. It is that way. We know it's that way.
Oh, we got it's not about how tall it is, it's about how detailed it is. Mid.
Coming out of the station upon arrival, we were blown away by both the inside and outside of the cathedral.
Ne m'aime pas, tu ne m'aimes pas, j'y perdrai le sommeil et le sourire.
Entry was simple, making it a perfect stop for any trip in the city.
And that's especially true considering entry was completely free.
Vers les docks où le poids et l'ennui me courbent le dos. Ils arrivent le ventre alourdi de fruits, les bateaux. Ils viennent du bout du monde apportant avec eux des idées vagabondes, reflets de ciel bleu, de mirages. Traînant un parfum poivré de pays inconnus et d'éternels étés où l'on vit presque nu.
After seeing everything, we were really beginning to crash.
We grabbed some lunch and stopped by a few shops before heading to our Airbnb.
And this was great for me. I got to go to the Lego store and Harrison got put on a TikTok.
Excuse me, can you take a picture from me?
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. Ask you to take my picture, and there we go.
Yeah, we don't need reminded of that. Anyway, we finally arrived at our Airbnb after a short metro trip.
The Airbnb was in a great location for a great price for just £68 a night for the three of us. Entry was pretty easy too.
We weren't exactly swimming in space by any means, but for 2 nights we were definitely happy.
And then we crashed.
And then it was time for dinner.
We decided tonight would be our treat night.
And I really wanted to try snails.
We looked around for frog legs, but unfortunately we couldn't find any.
We had a walk around and eventually found a place that we could all agree on.
And the meal was amazing. We had snail and we were actually surprisingly impressed.
Our steaks were superb.
And my burger was absolutely delicious.
We returned to our apartment and after a long but fun first day, we slept.
After our breakfast, it was time to head off.
This day was our only full day in Paris and we wanted to make the most of it.
We headed to the world famous Louvre Museum.
We had pre-booked the earliest slot of the day, but still had to wait in line for quite a while.
C'était la gaieté Paris, c'était la douceur aussi, c'était notre tendresse. Paris, des gamins des
We spent quite a long time browsing what the museum had to offer.
In particular, the Mona Lisa, which is absolutely stunning.
Paris, l'odeur de ton pavé de bois, de tes marronniers du bois, je pense à toi sans cesse. Paris, je m'ennuie de toi, mon vieux. On se retrouvera tous les deux.
The Louvre was really good. As you can see, we've just got out of there. What do you think of it?
It was so cool. It was really cool. You've seen so much of the Mona Lisa and stuff. And I don't know, it just looks like any old artwork. And to be fair, like you walk in the room where it's in, and everything else looks so much better than it. But at the same time, you think for some reason it's got that sort of something about it.
It's just got like a feel to it.
It does.
It is very special to see it live, I thought.
Je me baladais sur l'avenue, le cœur ouvert à l'inconnu. J'avais envie de dire bonjour à n'importe qui, et ce fut toi. Je t'ai dit n'importe quoi, il suffisait de te parler pour t'apprivoiser. Aux Champs-Élysées.
After our visit, we walked down towards the metro and got off near the Arc de Triomphe.
Au soleil, sous la pluie, à midi ou à minuit.
But first we grabbed a bite to eat from French McDonald's.
And then saw the monument firsthand.
Dans un sous-sol avec des fous qui vivent la guitare à la main du soir au matin.
However, we did eventually venture closer to see the incredible detail.
Et l'on n'a même pas pensé à s'embrasser. Aux Champs-Élysées.
So we're here at the Arc de Triomphe. As you can see, the weather is alright. We've just come from the Louvre, which is directly that way, I think. And yeah, you can walk here, but we chose not to. We walked
about half, maybe. And then it got a bit too much. We wanted some lunch, so we got the metro, stopped by for some lunch, and basically came out right here, which was really nice. We got a really good view of it from where we came out the metro.
Yeah.
It was really nice.
So where we walked to was basically an obelisk. It was an Egyptian obelisk. It was quite a good monument, but there was some fountains around it, and they were kind of like not full of water. You can get in here for free. It doesn't really look like it once you so you cross down some stairs.
Yeah.
They're all around the Arc de Triomphe. It's like a roundabout. And you go down and it'll say ticket office, but if you just walk straight past that, you can walk up for free. The only thing you need to pay for really is just go up to the top.
Yeah, if you want to go to the top, that's completely optional and you can pay for that. But the experience itself is completely fine and you just can come see it and be underneath it, which is really nice.
We'd heard about this viral place with the best hot chocolate.
And since it was only a few train stops down from us, we decided to go visit.
Il achetait son petit pain au chocolat. Aïe, 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 aïe. La boulangère lui souriait, il ne la regardait pas. Aïe, 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 aïe. Et pourtant...
We had a really nice time in Angelina's, despite the pricing being a little bit of a contrast to the rest of our trip.
It was also nice to finally sit down.
Yeah, a city trip like this does require a lot of walking, and we found ourselves constantly on the move, walking up and down steps all day just to visit landmarks.
You know, it's funny you mentioned steps, because at this point I was desperate to see the world famous stairs that featured in John Wick 4.
Me and Harry were able to go up the tram that went beside the stairs.
Access was included with our Navigo cards, which was an added bonus.
While I decided it'd be more fun to run up the stairs.
We tried to anyway.
Not so sure what you mean.
Once we got to the top, we'd accidentally stumbled across one of the best views of the city that we'd seen.
Within walking distance of this was the Moulin Rouge Theatre.
We didn't really know a lot about it, but we were recommended to see the outside.
We were at the Moulin Rouge Theatre, as you can see. We've got mixed opinions about it, but it is quite nice. It's nice to lit up. We like it,
Nice.
don't we?
Yeah, it's nice.
Then we get here and it just looks like some theatre on Ibiza Strip. Like, it's genuinely so
I don't think Ibiza would have set this all up.
It's just like it's an extra little monument you can see. We went to see
We
the John Wick
we weren't
stairs.
completely planned. We
Yeah.
came from the John Wick stairs. It was a short walk. We had a really nice scenic walk. I thought over some nice shops and
stumbled across the most
we're across
stunning cathedral of all time.
oh man, I know, it was really nice. Like there's really nice scenic Five Guys across from us, and just here we've got Moulin Rouge. You know,
It's
it
nice.
could be worse.
It's just like it's like when you're in Las Vegas, you see all those monuments. Like they're not great, but they're nice. And
Yeah, the
they
fake
add something
Eiffel
to the
Tower.
street.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
I would say probably one of the more further away things from nice, but it works, I suppose.
I like it. I think it's nice.
I like that it exists. You know, they go in for something, and it's nice when they go for something. If we're one of these in Lincoln, I'd go look at it every day and be like, yeah, it's nice.
Oh, it's the Lincoln Moulin Rouge. It's great.
Yeah. So mixed opinions. We move.
We had a walk around the surrounding area and headed back for a little pit stop at the apartment.
We didn't really have any plans for tonight.
But Evan wanted to watch the North London derby.
We found a few different bars and had a great night watching the game and speaking to new people.
We got back quite late, but it was definitely worth it. So I had free admission booked for the palace this morning.
But since me and Evan are 18, we'd have to pay to go inside. We had the catacombs booked for this afternoon, so we'd decide what to do later on.
We checked out of our apartment quite early and walked towards the Clichy train station, where we found a cafe nearby.
A cheeky bit of brunch went down really well.
Yeah, we ended up finding a really nice little place and had some really great food.
From here, we ventured back into central Paris.
Les passants dans la rue nous envient. C'est si bon de gaieté dans ses yeux, une esprit merveilleux qui donnait le frisson. C'est si bon, ces petits.
Callum was really insistent on us checking out a certain view of the Eiffel Tower.
And it was a great choice. We were amazed about how gorgeous the view was from here.
C'est bon. Voilà, c'est bon.
Last day of the trip. We've had a bit of a slow start to today. We just, got some food in a nice little cafe. That was really nice though. We had a good time.
Great price.
And we've kind of been deciding what to do with our last day. We've travelled here, and it's a really nice view from here. Really nice.
It's one of the famous views. Yeah. And we're gonna head off to the catacombs in a bit. We've got that booked. So
we've got catacombs, and we've got a bit of a choice after that, and we're still gonna decide, what to do.
We couldn't stay too long though because it was catacombs time.
Peut-être quelqu'un avec un petit yacht, non? Oh, c'est bon. C'est bon, c'est bon.
The catacombs was a really interesting part of Paris. Obviously, most of the tunnels are illegal to explore, but part of it is sectioned off to visit.
We had to pay to drop our bags off at a local restaurant, which was really annoying as the website seemed to say bags were allowed.
We went down a massive spiral staircase to get down there, but once we were in it, it was a really great experience.
Luckily for us, we got to the catacombs pretty early and they were kind enough to allow us early entry.
Elle est née d'aujourd'hui dans le cœur d'un garçon. Sous le ciel de Paris marchent les amoureux. Leur bonheur se construit sur un air fait pour eux. Sous le pont de Bercy, un philosophe assis, deux musiciens, quelques badauds, puis des gens par milliers. Sous le ciel de Paris jusqu'au soir vont chanter l'hymne d'un peuple épris de sa vieille
This did mean we had a lot of time in the afternoon though.
We considered our options, but thought it would be right to see the Palace of Versailles.
Especially as we had abandoned it earlier that morning.
We took another double-decker train to the outskirts of Paris, where the Palace of Versailles is.
Quelques rayons d'un ciel d'été, l'accordéon d'un marinier, l'espoir fleurit au ciel de Paris.
We eventually arrived at the palace.
And we were over the moon about our decision. The palace was gorgeous.
We were able to walk around to the back where the gardens are and they stretched on for miles.
Yeah, it was the last proper thing we did in Paris and it was a really beautiful way to end our time there.
And from there it was pretty much all travel.
A son secret pour lui. Depuis 20 siècles, il était pris de notre île Saint-Louis.
We made our way back to the coach station and then began our journey home.
Quand il pleut sur Paris, c'est qu'il est malheureux. Quand il est trop jaloux de ses millions d'amants. Il fait gronder sur nous son tonnerre éclatant.
The border to get back into the country was a little bit stricter.
It took quite a long time to get through, with a lot of shouting.
We are getting on the bus.
We eventually got onto the ferry and had a chance to relax. We finally got the 2 hours in London we were promised on the way there.
But it was, however, 5 AM with nothing really to do except wait.
The coach back to Nottingham was pretty much pure sleep.
But we had a truly incredible time.
been a few days. We've got back from Paris. We've looked at some of the footage, and we had a really good time. I think we all really enjoyed ourselves.
Yeah.
And can agree upon that at least.
Absolutely, yeah. It was great. I think, overall, it was, considering how much we were warned about price before going.
Oh yeah.
It was quite a cost effective.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll get onto our budgets in a minute, but we all, we did all right. We've calculated how much we've done, and
Yeah, and it's quite surprising to hear about.
I mean, especially when you consider the costs of traveling there with a Flixbus and even an Airbnb in like pretty much the city centre of Paris as well.
And I don't feel like we missed out on anything really.
No.
Everything we wanted to do, we did, and none of it was too expensive. You were under 18, so you got to do a lot of stuff for free that we didn't get the privilege of. But even then, like the Eiffel Tower was very cheap to go up, and you'd think that'd be a expensive one, but no, not at all.
It's like the only time in your life that you want an ID for being below 18 and not above it.
So, Harry, how much did you spend?
So, our budget, let's first set that.
We clarified at the start it'd be about £300.
Yeah. So our budget is 300. I did go under. Over.
You did not go under.
So I did go over. I spent £379, which I'm not happy I went over, but at the end of the day,
it reflects in all our budgets, which was me and Harrison definitely had the mindset of let's enjoy it while we're here, but still kind of have the budget in mind.
Yeah.
And you were more budget focused,
Yeah.
but still got to do everything.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
did everything we did.
Yeah, I did absolutely everything. Basically all the same things, but I was a bit more strict to my budget, and
he was good.
Yeah, so that's apparent in my total, which was £297.97, which is under 300. So I'm under budget. I could have bought, I don't know, a pack of sweets or something extra. Yeah,
You could have bought an extra McDonald's burger from French McDonald's.
So Evan, what was your total?
I also was more on the Harrison side of things rather than the Callum side of things, and I spent £374, which is very close to your budget. And it was really interesting. I'd never personally travelled like this before, and it's been really exciting to be able to like work on this and do something like that with the budget, which I wouldn't normally think to do. I'd normally just think like holidays where it's more vacation-y by the beach and stuff. But being able to do a city break like this on a budget with you guys has been really exciting. It's just the simple things like that where it's just really exciting to be away like that.
It's not even the fact, like, you can make a plan. Like, we had an idea of what we wanted to visit. We booked a few tickets or things in advance. But not everything you follow through with in the end. And it's not exactly rigid. So if we wanted to do something else, we just decided to do it.
Yeah.
And it was really good.
I think the fact that we had 3 full days there, but there's so much to do in Paris. Like, there's so much to do. But we did everything. We had like a whole night out. We had a lovely meal, and yet we still only went, just £79 over budget for myself. I think it is. It's definitely an affordable city. As much as it said everything's really expensive and you've got no chance of affording anything.
It's not true. People were nice there as well. We thought everyone was, really polite, really understanding. They all spoke English quite well, but luckily Callum here actually did pick up. He dabbled in a bit of French. He dabbled in French, so we were actually mostly okay.
So I think the time of year does come into it a bit.
Oh yeah, true.
It's not really tourist season, so quite a few things weren't really ready for like the international eye, I'd say.
Yeah, true.
But especially about the Eiffel Tower. But you play your cards right, and you can do anything for like not a lot of money, and that's like what we want to show.
Let's just now touch on like what we thought of Flixbus.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I personally, I went into it really quite pessimistic. I looked at the 1.5-star ratings. Other sites have a bit better, but you're not seeing anywhere higher than 3.5 stars. So I sort of went into it like, it's going to be dirty. It might get delayed. Hell, it even crossed my mind that we wouldn't even get there. But it was great. It was great. It was really easy. Everything was so easy to operate, get on, and like the ferry, for example, all just easy sailing, really.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The buses weren't ever late, nothing like that. Like, to get on, I know we had that little bit of a delay between Nottingham and London, but you can't blame that
was
on
a traffic
Flixbus.
incident.
Yeah, it's all it's all external factors. For their performance was good.
And I've got to
Everything was
say
perfect.
about our delay, our traffic delay, which just stopped us from having our hours in London. You got compensated for that, didn't you?
Yeah, I got I think it was a 15% off voucher on my next purchase or something like that, and I think we got another one on the way back as well, which is it's pretty good. Yeah.
For a bit of context, these two travel before. That's where this channel's kind of come from. This is my first time being with them. I just sent them over the money. I let them plan everything, and then I was looking at reviews for this bus. It's like 1.5 star rated, and I was like, I am not gonna make it. Why have I agreed to go? But it's actually really solid. I mean, it was plenty of seats available, and they said when there was seats available, just you can sit where you want, kind of.
Final rating out of 5 stars, and would you do it again, Evan?
The trip or the bus?
Flixbus.
The bus, I give it 4 out of 5. I would have liked the bathrooms to be a little bit cleaner, and I would do it again. Definitely, I'd definitely do it again.
I think I'm going to agree. 4 out of 5, and yeah, definitely it's a cheap way to get around Europe or the world, as they say. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel a 4 out of 5 is an easy one to go for, but just like thinking of the quality of the service relative to the price. I mean, it's cheap as anything. I would probably say 4.5 out of 5 to be fair. Because I don't know what makes
0.5.
because I don't know what what would make it a 5, but it was pretty much perfect, really. I wouldn't really change a lot.
I mean, yeah, you got to think in an ideal bus service, what more would have they had? And you just think.
I mean, table service would be nice.
Table,
something like that.
Table service, waiter coming to you and all this, yeah. But that's obviously not what we're gonna get. So, in a way, it was almost a 5 star.
Cool. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you very much for watching.
Yeah, that was the end of our very exciting trip.
Yep. See you in some random country another time. Yeah.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Au revoir.